it's like. How it feels behind the wheel. On the most exclusive asphalt in the world. 1,000 horsepower at your command. Speed like you've never known. Millimeters between fame and failure. Milliseconds between first and forgotten. Take your seat.
CCRL, your place for F1 23. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are CCRL, Cheat Clappers Racing League, and tonight we are in Hungary for a full qualification session and a 35 lap race, so should be a good time tonight. We had a lot of drama last week in the Drivers' Championship. We have a new leader in this season's championship, Z-Milk, taking the lead last week, and with Reimer's absence, he's now in the top spot. So, looking to defend that tonight as we head into Hungary. I would say probably a happy hunting ground for Z-Milk tonight. One of our the guys who enjoys high downforce setups. So we'll see what he's got in store. We've got some new guys on the grid tonight who are reserving. We've got Komakopa, Johnny Damon, and one more that is escaping me at the moment, possibly DRL. So looking forward to see what those guys' pace looks like. They had a pretty good race in Baku on Monday night with the Pro Tier. So best of luck to all of them tonight in the Elite Tier. We'll see how they stack up. Looking forward, we'll take a look. Like I said, tonight we are in Hungary. Looking forward into the calendar. Next week is Mexico. If you've been following us, you'll know this is the second time we've done Hungary this week, or not this week, but this season. We had Hungary as round 3 initially. There was some technical difficulties in that race, and so we have rescheduled it to tonight, pushed back a few of the other races, and so Mexico next week, and then on to the Netherlands and Zandvoort a week after that, Monza, Singapore, and then the Crown Jewel Monaco late September. We are getting close to halfway through this season 3. It doesn't seem like we should be that close to done, but only 13 rounds in season 3. And we are round 5 tonight, so rapidly approaching that halfway mark. So we've mentioned there is a new championship leader, and that is your man in red, Z-Milk, for the Ferrari. Reimer in second, only 8 points behind. Z-Milk coming in second to Angry Walrus last week, so he was able to take a huge chunk out of Reimer's lead. Angry Walrus also jumping up into third in front of Feeney. He was on fire last week, had unmatchable pace, so we'll see if that carries over. If Angry Walrus it continues form he had last week, we really could see a major shakeup, and Z-Milk could have a rivalry on his hand once again, like he had last season in El Guzman. He could have a very worthy adversary in Angry Walrus. So be interesting to see how those two match up tonight. We will take one quick look here at team standings before we roll into qualifying tonight. Mercedes on top, but just so. Ferrari making a big haul in points last week. In second, Aston Martin in third. That is your team standings. We're getting ready to head into Hungary. I like this track. It's high downforce, like I said. Very fun racetrack, but it's very technical too. There's a very technical section, turns 6 through 10. So some medium speed corners, mostly low speed corners in turns 1 and 2. There's a chicane in 6 and 7. So pretty much the full gamut tonight. In the chat, we've got Coma Copa. Coma Copa, how you doing? Got new pedals for the first time tonight. Wow. Not sure I would have tried those out in the Elite Tier race, but hopefully all goes well there, Coma Copa. Johnny Damon. Hey, bud. Yeah, I am all alone tonight. Dresden is getting his butt whooped at work. So Q1, times are going to go pretty quickly here. We are going to get into it here. But tonight, here we are. We are live from Budapest in the Hungaro ring. It's 2.72 miles as we make a lap around this track. 14 corners, 6 to the left, 8 to the right. Full throttle for 65% of the lap. It's Monaco without the walls here, as it's been described, with lots of elevation changes throughout. Turn 1 is very dicey. We could see some rain tonight, as I do see clouds gathering. It's very treacherous, and you can see there makes a giant mess there in turn 1 at the start of the race. Turns 2 and 3 can provide some great side-by-side racing in a switchback if you find yourself on the outside. You can set your opponent up just right. And as the race progresses, watch out for fireworks in 2 and 3. Turn 4 is a quick left-hander. It's overtake only by those who are brave enough to attempt it, as cars are well near 180 miles per hour as they go through there. We are in the middle compounds for tonight's race of Pirelli's rubber. One stop being the preferred strategy, but with weather and deg around this track, we could see any mixture of tire strategies. Getting some cars out on the track. Looks like Shiesty, DRL, Curveball, Anyote, Owa. Half the grid is out on the track at this point. Let's see. Let's jump on board with, not on board, but we will follow Shiesty through. We're going to get some things pulled up here real quick. Lap data, full track map down on the bottom. Tires, full mixture. Got some on the softs, some on the mediums, and some on the intermediates. As these guys start to set their laps, we will get intervals over to the left. But for right now, we just got to be a little patient. Cars already out on their initial laps. Coma Copa. I'm not showing bias here. I know I've got my Mercedes garb on tonight, but we are going to take a lap with Coma Copa. One of our Pro Tier drivers subbing in tonight in the Merc for Urban, who is out. See what kind of time Coma Copa can put up on the board. Currently going through, starting his second sector here as he winds through the chicane. Such a technical track, Hungary. Oh, man. Coma Copa, buddy. Yikes. That's unfortunate. All right, who are we going to jump on? We're not going to spend a whole lot of time there dissecting that. Yikes. So he will be starting from the back. Imagine that could be a pedal issue. Hopefully, that was a bad joke. I'm sorry, Coma Copa. So Curveball is coming across the line here. He will be the first man to set a time, and it's a 1:17.4. That feels like a pretty good time. Shashir with a 1:19.8. Next across the line, we should see one of the Alfa Romeos in Shiesty going across the line. It's a 1:18.6 from Shiesty. And Pontiac Bandit just behind in the Red Bull. It's a 1:18.7. Quite a few cars coming around here. We're going to jump on with SP. Owa coming in at 1:18.5, just ahead of Shiesty. Less than a tenth between the two of them. Himphead a 1:21.0. Some of these times are relative, some of these times are not. We did identify earlier that there's a lot of different tire strategies going on here as El Guzman comes across the line at a 1:16.9, and SP now across at 1:17.8. So Guzman going 5/10 faster than Curveball. Let's just pull up and see. I need to know what tires these guys are on, because that does make a difference. We should see quite a few more times coming in. Looks like hot laps currently. John the Prince, Johnny Damon across the line on the inters of 1:24.2. So not really a time that we're going to be able to gather much information on, but he is doing some track navigating, trying to figure out, probably just getting a dry run in. Rujoff currently on a hot lap. Let's jump on board with Rujoff. Looks like he is coming through the final. I call it the horseshoe. Around turn 14. We'll see Rujoff pretty quick. We'll see. There he goes. Number 2 on the timing board with a 1:17.3. So that time from Guzman, that is pretty quick. Feeney in the chat. Feeney, what's up, buddy? Where you at tonight? You're hoping you'd be on grid. Rooting for SP though. So SP, you got some hometown flavor. And Himphead now has been either disqualified or he's had an accident on track. So let's see. We're gonna go. Angry Walrus has just started his hot lap. He's on the mediums. Now remember, folks, this is a full qualification session, so we're going 3 rounds. Main goal in Q1 here is to be just not in the bottom 5. And now that we've got Himphead and Komakopa who have disqualified due to a wreck, so bottom 3 at this point. So some of these early lap times, very observatory. They're getting a feel for the track. We've got 10 minutes to go here in Q1. A little wiggle from Angry Walrus as he comes out of turn 12. Not something you see very often. And you see the clouds here at Hungary. Walrus going second fastest on those mediums. That kind of gives you an idea. We know there's a little bit of time in hand from that wiggle. Only less than a tenth to Guzman. So that's a quick time. Angry Walrus on the medium tires. That time could be safe through to Q2 at this point. We'll keep an eye on that. Current other guys out on hot laps right now. NLC setting a purple sector through sector 2. We'll keep an eye there. But like I was saying, clouds coming in. The track's a little probably cooler than normal. The medium tires not getting the bite they would normally get. It's going to take a little bit more to get those tires in their working window. NLC comes across the line. That is third on the timing board for NLC. A 1:17.2, 2/10 back from Angry Walrus on the mediums. And I got to think there's at least 2 to 3 tenths, maybe half a second in that soft tire. So NLC Angry Walrus currently looking very good on that medium tire. Z-Milk out on the medium tire. Reimer out on the softs, and DRL out on the softs. We'll jump on board with Reimer. Reimer absent last week. I think he was on vacation up somewhere in God's country, Canada. Missed out on the race, lost his championship lead because Z-Milk had a great finish. So Reimer's got some work to do. And there he goes. Wow, look at that. Didn't miss a beat, took a week off, but hasn't affected him. Jumping to the top of the timing table, passing El Guzman for first place here in Q1 is Reimer with a 1:16.908. Great time from Reimer. Now here's a lap I want to see. Johnny Damon, he is starting a hot lap. We're going to jump on board with Johnny Damon. Pro Tier driver subbing in tonight. Here we go. Here he comes through Sector 1 into Sector 2, throwing the car in. Don't want to use that curve. You're going to bring it out as wide as you can. And it's full throttle all the way down through Turn 4. You're going to take Turn 4 very fast. And then it's heavy on the brakes as you go into Turn 5. Throw the car in. Gradually get back on the throttle. And then it's into the chicane, throw it hard in, and try not to get on those big sausage curbs. You want to use the whole track as you come in through 7 and 8, down into 9. And then we've got a quick sweeper, using all the track, going purple through Sector 2, and then here we are in Turn 11. Gently back on the throttle, and you've used up quite a bit of the tires once you get to this part of the track. The rear just does not want to cooperate. You got to be so easy on the throttle, and you are not hitting the apex here through Turn 14, the fastest way around, and then it's a race to the start and finish, and Johnny Damon coming across the line at a 1:16.8. Great time for Johnny Damon, and I think that is that's pretty clear evidence. Johnny Damon belonging in the Elite Tier. Great lap from Johnny Damon. New wheel didn't come in on time. Oh, man. So did the old wheel. I'm wondering if Feeney's in the chat. He's talking about why he couldn't be in tonight. New wheel didn't come in on time. So I guess I missed it. Did the wheel break or what happened, man? Give us some info. Okay. All right. 5 minutes, just more than left in Q1. Currently Comacopa and Hemphead out of the session. Shashir down in 17th. And it looks like coming out of the pits. And then 16th, Anyate out right behind Shashir. We're going to keep an eye on these guys. Bongit in 15th. All three of these guys in the danger zone. So probably, I would think, everyone from 11th back is going to want to get another lap in before the end of this session. Bongit right on the bubble right now. I would think all three of these guys, I mean, it's going to be a knife fight. These from John the Prince back right now is, I would say these guys need to get out on track and get a lap in. Try and improve that time. Everyone now, minus NLC and Z-Milk, all out on the softs. And so we've got a 1:16.8 up at the leading edge of the pack, and 1:19.8 at the bottom. 3 seconds in between. I would say there's a lot of time left to be found here. This final lap, as we're on board with Bong It, he's starting this final lap. Is he going to be able to move himself out of? Is he gonna be able to move himself out of the bottom 5? So right now, out on track, only the bottom 3: Shashir, Anyote, and Bong It. Oh, you sold your wheel too soon. Oh, man. Yeah, that sucks. Hopefully the new wheel's better, though. All right, so we've got DRL coming out of the pits now. Must not feel safe there in 10th, but I would think a 17.6 should be good to get through. Bong It now, coming across the line. We're going to see... And I think that time is going to be better. Yes, a 1:17.7. We're going to move our attention back to Anyote and Shashir. Shashir only to 15th, so he might go around another lap. Anyote, as he comes across the line, no, up half a second. Are these guys going to do, was that a warm-up lap maybe? Surely not. They've got enough time to do a cool down. So we'll see. Oh, Anyote maybe getting a little bit out of sorts in turn 1. So Bong It probably safe. Shashir on the bubble. Needs to get another lap in. Does he have time? Owa now on an out lap. Pontiac Bandit on an out lap. I think DRL Racer on an out lap, but I feel like that time is pretty safe. Shashir's coming in. So he's not going to have enough time to... he's retired, so there you go. So now Owa and Anyote. Anyote in the pits as well now. So now it's on Owa. Is Owa going to be able to improve? He started a hot lap here. See what his sector 1 time looks like as he comes through. He's down only 6 1/1000ths. He's gonna need more time than that. He needs at least, I mean, it's close. He really needs less than a half a tenth really to get through here. 2 1/1000ths would get him through. This is going to be very close for Owa to make it into Q2. We'll see as he comes across. No, he's lost a lot of time through Sector 2, 2/10 or more. If he's going to make up any time here through these last couple corners in Section 3, I just don't know if you can find that much time through Sector 3. Is Owa going to have enough? I don't think he is. No, just barely. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. 8 1,000ths to the negative to Shashir to get the bump. Oh man. Pontiac Bandit finding enough time. He's now 7/10ths down. He's going to improve his time just to get himself out of the knockout zone. Finishing in 12th. So that was Q1. Very entertaining Q1. Q2, Q3 only going to get better from here. So we are losing in Q3. Komakopa in the Mercedes. We're losing Hemphead in the Williams. Losing Anyote and Owa. Both Alpha Tauris out in Q1. Not what that team would have wanted to see tonight in Hungary. But we are getting ready to head into Q2. I feel like Q2 is going to be very close. I mean, if you look at some of these times here from the guys, we're less than a second between 11th and 15th. So these guys are going to find a little bit of time, probably on some new tires. I would imagine to at least maybe not start this session, but finish it out. So it's all to come. Q2 coming up very soon. Anyote, you got David Morales in the chat rooting for you. David, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you being here. Fortunately, Anyote out in Q1. So we talked about a little bit about how the standings were looking, but what we didn't look at, which I want to look at real quick, is our bottom 3 slots right now. Because basically what is on the line currently is the bottom 3 in the Elite Tier are going to move down to the Pro Tier. Top 3 from Pro Tier moving into the Elite Tier. So currently, well, that doesn't look right. Well, yeah, I guess it is. God Rewind's sitting at the bottom right now. He's got been out on the injury reserve, so he's had a rough go. He's going to have a lot to make up to stay in this Elite Tier going into the next season. Hemphead down in 19th, currently no points as well, and then Anyote in 18th with 1 point. Not much between Shiesty, Shashir, SP, Barney. A points finish anywhere, in the points is really gonna mix up this bottom 3. So I don't think any of these guys at the bottom have their fate sealed yet, but definitely something that is probably weighing on their minds as they are going through qualification tonight and racing as well. So something to keep in mind, keep an eye on, and it's a storyline that's developing now as we're inching closer to halfway through the season. So we got 15 guys. It's Q2. Quite a few on an out lap. Curveball on his hot lap already. See where he ends up placing that Red Bull on a hot lap as well. Everyone out on track minus Shashir, DRL, Rujoff, Reimer, Z-Milk, and John the Prince. Barney got nerfed. Didn't he used to be like top 5? So me and Dresden have talked about this a little bit. I don't think he got nerfed, but something after his vacation in Hawaii last year, something happened. I can't remember if he switched from controller to pedals or what the deal was, but I think there's been a learning curve, something that he's been fighting. His pace has improved from then, but I don't even think he's on grid tonight. I think he was one of the ones that couldn't make it, but yeah, Barney had a little bit of a struggle, but I can definitely see that that line graph is working its way back up. So whatever his issue was, he's identified it and is working towards it. I don't think we have a Daniel Ricciardo situation where he's just forgotten how to drive overnight, but yeah, something changed. All right, so there you go. Curveball at 117.7 puts him in second as Johnny Damon immediately goes to a 117, and then we've got more pace found by Angry Walrus as he goes 116.1, the fastest time that we've seen tonight. 116.1, I believe that beats his earlier qualifying time by more than 5-6 tenths possibly. So very good time from Angry Walrus, approaching the 115s as we are only here just unraveling the beginning of Q2. Already some quicker times from guys like Shiesty and Bongit up in the high 117s. Pontiac Bandit. Man, I'm sorry, guys. I'm working on an energy drink right now, so once it starts kicking in, we'll be good. NLC with a 134. That can't be right. Must have had an off somewhere along the way in that lap. We're going to jump on board with Guzman. He is hot. Coming through, he's getting ready to finish Sector 2. And that's a purple sector for Guzman. He's on the soft tire, so this will be a representative time. Getting ready to come through Sector 3. And across the line, Guzman up to second, less than a tenth and a half to Angry Walrus. Those times are very close. So Guzman improving as well. Who did I miss? SP now up in fourth with a 117.5. Got a couple more people leaving the pits. Looks like Ferrari. Who would that be? Z-Milk possibly coming on an outlap, or is that Bongit? Looks like Bongit out on an outlap. Who else do we have on an outlap? DRL and Shashir. We're going to go on board with DRL. It's coming through Sector 3. So here we go. DRL starting his hot lap. Comes around turn 14 with the DRS flap open. It's going to be a heavy brake down into turn 1. And you see those inside tires clip that apex curve just slightly. It's going to swing out real wide, and the DRS opens up again one more time, and you're throwing the car into turn 2. Just trying to get it to stick. Turn 3 really comes at you pretty quick, that curve. You're going to take a lot of curb to mitigate how far you turn the wheel into turn 3. Purple sector through sector 1 for DRL Racer. This is such a difficult part of the track. Everything after the chicane all the way up to turn 12. Just very rhythm section. Any turn you get slightly wrong just throws you off that much more for the next turn. And then after turn 12, it is pretty straightforward. You've got 2 U-shaped turns back to back, and then you just let it rip down this straightaway as you're clawing for traction. And DRL up to fourth with that lap. Just only, look at that, only 2 1,000ths behind Johnny Damon. 2 Pro Tier guys going at it tonight here in the Elite Tier. And Angry Walrus, so we've got 6.5 minutes left in Q2. Angry Walrus sitting at the top with a 1:16.1. Guzman right behind with a 1:16.3. And a pretty big gap back to Johnny Damon, 7/10 to him and DRL. Rujoff still below the 1:17.1s in fifth. We've jumped on board with Z-Milk. Z-Milk on a hot lap. Doesn't have a time yet on the board. See what he can do here. He's coming through, almost through Sector 2. We'll get a pretty good idea on his Sector 2 time here. 54.8, purple sector. Gotta think he's gonna be near Guzman or just ahead. Oh, okay. Something's going on with the connection. So, 16.8 takes third on the timing table, just in front of Johnny Damon to the better 2/10. And now we're going to jump on board with Reimer. Reimer on his hot lap. We saw him put in an excellent time. He was in the 1:16. It was low 1:16s in Q1. I can't remember offhand the time, but we'll see what he's got in store here in Q2. Just less than 5 minutes to go. Imagine we'll start to see guys like Shashir, Bandit, John the Prince, Curveball, and possibly SP starting to come out here shortly. They want to get a good banker in. Maybe not necessarily taking full advantage of the track evolution, but definitely want to get a solid lap in to promote them outside of the bottom 5. So here we go, Reimer through final turn, turn 14. Looks good. Is he gonna get a, there we go. 1:16.4 for Reimer, just 2/10 behind Guzman. We're really starting to see the field fill out here. The top, let's look here, the top 8 separated by only 1 second, almost exactly. So right now, winding down here in Q2, we've got just over 3.5 minutes to go. Angry Walrus on top. Reimer still, let's see, who we got? We're gonna jump on board with Curveball. He's almost 4/10 to the better this lap. That's gonna put him outside of the relegation zone, but only just. He needs to find a little bit more time. Curveball comes across the line, 1:17.1, so he promotes himself to 9th, just in front of NLC, who set that 17.3 on medium tires. I would imagine we're gonna see NLC coming out of the pits soon, along with Shiesty, try and improve those times on soft tires. We've got John the Prince currently in the relegation zone. In 12th, he's on a hot lap currently. See if he can pull and claw himself out of the bottom 5. In the chat, we've got Kevin Vasquez here for the Anyote, the legendary clapper. Definitely legendary clapper. I would say probably the founding clapper, if you will, Anyote. So I appreciate you being here, Kevin Vasquez. We love fans. We love having fans. What do we got? John the Prince coming in. Didn't like that time. Should still... No, he's not. It's going to be close if he's got enough time to get in, get some new tires on, and get back out. Shashier now on a hot lap. He's on new softs. Can he get that Haas into the top 10? We've got just a couple minutes left here in Q2, a minute and a half to go in Q2. Angry Walrus leads the session with a 1:16.1, followed by Guzman. Reimer currently sitting in third, Z-Milk in fourth, Johnny Damon in fifth, a Pro Tier driver, DRL Racer as well, a Pro Tier driver, sitting in sixth, Rujov in seventh, Bongit in eighth, ninth, Curveball in 10th, NLC 11 through 15 in trouble as we head into the last minute of qualifying here. They need to find time to promote themselves out of that bottom five. Shashier pushing hard as he came through turn 11 and just a little too hard as he finds the fence on the exit of turn 11. Man, that's unfortunate. So Shashier not going through to Q3, the top 10 shootout. On board with Pontiac Bandit, the next man on the totem. Currently sitting in 14th with a 17.9. Needs to find a good amount of time. He's found 3.5 tenths as we head into the final sector. He's going to need a little bit more time than that, as many of the times in front of him have improved. We're getting down into some very quick times here. Pontiac Bandit coming across the line. Going to get a little bit of a tow from the Ferrari in front and finds himself out of the relegation zone at the time. 1:17.2 for Pontiac Bandit, promotes him just out of relegation. NLC currently 11th, coming across the line to set his time now. He's going to be promoted up to 4th. SP now getting pushed down to the bottom. Pontiac Bandit back again down in 12th. He has started another lap and time has run out here in qualification. We've got 4 drivers still on a hot lap. Rujov in 7th is safe. Bongit in 11th if he's pushing. He's up 1/10 coming through Sector 1 as he starts Sector 2. He needs to find a little time to push DRL down into the relegation zone. Pontiac Bandit has started another lap. He is 2 seconds in the negative, so he's not going to be able to improve that time. Bongit is the last man with a chance to move into the top 10 shootout. He's coming through turn 14. Looks like a great exit out of turn 14. He's got time as he goes across and puts in a monster 1:16.8. Promotes him to 9th and pushes DRL down into the elimination zone. Wow. Quite a shakeup there at the end. All drivers are in. Pontiac Bandit will be pushed into the garage. And Angry Walrus comes out on top in Q2. Leads the order in that Aston Martin with a 1:16.1. Just behind him in the Alpha, Johnny Damon with a 1:16.1. So Johnny Damon improving quite a bit. Just, what was that, 8 1,000s? It's gonna be quite the top 10 shootout, folks. This is gonna be good. So we have lost in Q2, DRL Racer in 11th, Curveball in 12th, Pontiac Bandit. Why do I keep doing that? Pontiac Bandit in 13th, John the Prince in 14th, and Shashier in 15th. Top 10 shootout coming at you in just under 15 seconds. Stay tuned, folks. We will be right back with CCRL's Q3 in Hungary tonight. We'll be right back. We are back here at CCRL live tonight with the Elite Tier. We are now headed into Q3. Cars coming out of the pit garages and coming out on track. The action's going to start coming in hot and heavy as we move through this top 10 shootout. Currently on board with Z-Milk. We're going to start out with him. It's been quick. Got a lot of quick guys. Johnny Damon was quick in the last session. Angry Walrus quick in the last session. I've seen a repeat from him in terms of pace. If he can put together a race like he did last week here in Hungary, that man will be uncatchable. I got a feeling we're going to see a pretty good race tonight. And I'm wondering, I did not get any intel on this prior to, but I'm wondering if we're going to have the same type of, if the admins have plugged in the same type of weather pattern we had last Hungary, which would be kind of not fair because those who were in the race will know when to get on what tires, but I could see that being kind of a fair way to do it, if you will. So hoping to see some type of tire changeover in the race. I'm always down for a tire changeover. So those who have started their hot lap: Angry Walrus, NLC, Shiesty, and Reimer, along with Z-Milk coming across the line now, starting his hot lap. Okay, we got a weather report from Komakopa in the chat. Full sun for the race. Okay, so if drivers, if you're going to do it tonight, you're going to do it legitimately. You're not going to get any help from the weather, sounds like. So appreciate that, Komakopa. Thank you for the update. Have not seen any craziness in qualifying tonight. Everybody's been pretty well behaved, and we've got our first time in NLC with a 1:16.1. We've got to get some information up here. We know what tires are going to be. Everybody's going to be on the softs in this session. Surely they've stacked away a spare set, and I know Angry Walrus has because he's just set a 1:15.5. Half a second faster than any time we've seen in quali tonight. Reimer coming in at 1:16.5. Z-Milk a 1:16.54. SP and Bongit in the 1:17s. Angry Walrus. Whew. Man alive. That is a quick time. 1:15.594. Now, and it doesn't need to be said, but we're going to say it. These cars are all equal setup. Well, not setup, but they're all equal performance. So there's no advantage to having a Red Bull, a Ferrari, Aston. They're all equal performance. It comes down to driver and setup. And here we go. We've got a fight at the front. Guzman with a 1:15.6. Less than a tenth between Guzman and Walrus. So those two, look out. They are, like I said, this is going to be a knife fight. Not much time between Guzman and Walrus. Just over 7 minutes. These guys could probably get 2 more runs in. That's cutting it a little close. We're probably going to see not a whole lot of action on track here in the next couple minutes. These guys are going to save one last set of tires for their final run. Try and get that last few tenths out of the car here as we get towards the end of qualifying tonight. Guzman and Walrus. That is so close. Man. So we're going to jump on board with Shiesty. He's opted to not go out with the rest of the field. And coming out off cycle. So we'll see what he's able to do in that Alfa Romeo as he gets ready to come through Sector 3 on his outlap. Appreciate everyone coming to watch tonight. All the viewers, all the comments. Love it. So here we go. Shiesty has started his hot lap. We're on board with him. Looks like the Mercedes of Reimer up ahead and further up the track, SP. Oh, man. Shiesty losing it through turn 1. He's going to need to head in and get a new wing. That's a weird spot to lose it. Man. And there's an ongoing joke. I'm hoping Shiesty's mom didn't see that one. Alright, we're gonna jump on board with NLC. He's on his outlap. Getting ready to come through turn 14. NLC in the Williams. Looks like he's got a new lid painted for tonight. Very cool colors. Taking a very close apex there through turn 2. Using all the track on the outside of turn 3. Just look how, I mean, the speed at which these cars take turn 4 is unbelievable. NLC coming through the chicane now. Sector 2. We'll get a Sector 2 update here in just 2 corners. There's 1 and 2. We should get an update here. Very close to his current time. 9 1/1000ths to the plus. He needs to find a little time here in Sector 3 before he comes across the line. Using all of the track. See if he can get any traction as he comes out of 14, 1:15.8. So he found almost 3/10 in that final sector. Does NLC. He's up to third, still 2/10 behind Guzman. Reimer coming across the line in the Mercedes. Has he found? Yes, he's found time, a 1:15.9. So very competitive with NLC. The times are starting to get very close now. Rujov starting his fast lap. We're going to take a ride with Rujov around the Hungaroring here. Looking good so far on this lap. Kelly's taking very tight lines through these turns. Not getting overzealous on the throttle on the exit. Very good on the brake going in. This is going to be a good lap for Rujov if he keeps this up. We're going to get a look here into his Sector 2 time. Down 2/10. Currently holding station there at 7th with that time and the improvement of Z-Milk and Johnny Damon Reimer in front of him. But as we've seen earlier, lots of time to be made up here through Sector 3 if he can get the throttle figured out coming through there. And Rujov down almost 2/10 will retain 7th. The Johnny Damon now currently out on his hot lap. Still no movement up in the front. Angry Walrus and Guzman back out on track, though. They're going to try to improve as we've only got less than a minute and a half here in Q3. The top 10 shootout coming at you, courtesy of CCRL tonight. Oh, Johnny Damon finding traffic through his final quali lap here. Did well to avoid it. Purple through sector 2. He's looking good to improve on his time here. Lots of time to be found in this final sector. He's coming up on traffic of Z-Milk or Bong It there in front. He's going to get a good tow as he comes across the line. See if he can use to his advantage. 1:15.8. That puts Johnny Damon up into third just in front of NLC Racing. Z-Milk now getting ready to come through sector 2 on his final qualifying lap. He's down 4 tenths. Needs to find a little bit more time to get himself in front of Reimer. Him and Reimer currently battling for the lead of the championship. This race will determine a lot in terms of that. As Z-Milk comes across the line, it's a 1:16 flat. Just a tenth behind Reimer. And currently we are out of time in Q3, so everyone out on track, 2 set times. We're going to focus up at the front. Guzman on his hot lap, coming through sector 2 currently, and looking to improve to try and steal that pole away from Angry Walrus. Currently down almost 2 hundredths as he comes through sector 2. We know he can find some time here in sector 3. Can Guzman move ahead of the Aston Martin into pole position? Looks good coming out of 14. He's into a 15.6. Guzman takes pole from Angry Walrus, but will Angry Walrus have anything to say about that? No improvement from Walrus. Guzman to retain the pole position. He is going to take pole from Walrus. Z-Milk currently not improving on his time, and SP no. So this is where we're going to end, folks. Here in qualifying tonight in Hungary, Guzman, your pole sitter in the McLaren. That's a very well-deserved pole. Bringing the fight to Angry Walrus in second in that Aston Martin. Johnny Damon in third with a 1:15.8, just in front of NLC. Those top 4 guys going to be hard to catch, but it's going to provide for some great racing. Reimer in 5th, Z-Milk in 6th, Rujoff in 7th, Bong It in 8th, Shiesty in 9th, and SP in 10th. That was quite the shootout here tonight in Hungary. Very hard track, very technical track. Some of these times very close, so we know these drivers are getting the utmost out of their cars. Congratulations to Guzman tonight, our pole sitter. He's got a lot of work to do, though. The work is just getting started, as he is going to have to keep Angry Walrus behind him as we head into the race here in Hungary. The results there for qualifying tonight in Q3. Guzman, your pole sitter, with a 15.5. Angry Walrus in second. You can see that gap just behind, very small gap between first and second. Johnny Damon in third. He is a pro tier driver looking for his elite tier bid, and a third tier and pace like that, not a bad way to get it kicked off. NLC in 4th, Reimer in 5th. Z-Milk, your current championship leader, starting in 6th tonight, just in front of Rujoff. Bong It behind in 8th, and Shiesty and SP sharing the 5th row, 9th and 10th. Getting ready to head into the race. We're going to take a few minutes. These drivers are going to have 3 minutes to get their strategies figured out for the race, and then we will get things started. Appreciate everyone being here in the chat tonight. Lots of new names haven't seen before, so thank you and welcome. Well, that was an interesting qualifying. Action-packed. Man, I would have loved to have Dresden here tonight. Dresden is out tonight once again, getting hammered at work. So I know he's wanting to be here. So hopefully next week. Next week, where are we at? I know we talked about it. Let's take a look at the calendar. Next week we are in Mexico. Mexico's always a good place. Yeah, it'd be nice to have somebody back from Mexico in the booth. I've had Untrained Pro in the booth the last couple of weeks for Spa and Saudi, so big thanks to Untrained Pro. He's got a Twitch channel if you enjoy. He's been streaming a lot of F1 Manager 23 the past week or so. I know he's been getting into that, nerding out on F1 Manager 23. So if you enjoy that, he does a pretty good production of that. Jump on over and check that out. His Twitch, Untrained Pro. So, Pro, thanks for joining us past couple weeks. It's been good times. Good times. Well, just checking my messages here. Everything looks good. We already got the forecast, so full sun for the race tonight. Should not have to worry about slapping on those intermediates or wets for tonight's race. It's going to be a battle with no variables other than tire strategy, which I've got no information on. I would think I would be surprised if we see any softs tonight. I would think it's mediums, hards. Might see somebody from 10th to 15th throw on a set of softs to try and get some track position for the inevitable safety car. So that's my bet. Winners for tonight, who knows? It's a 35 lap race, so it's quite a few laps around Hungary. It's a long time to keep your concentration. It's a long time to deal with tires that don't want to cooperate on a high deg track. So it's anybody's race tonight. Keep your nose clean. I'm getting the word here. We should be good to go. Pro Tier ran a formation lap on Monday night with no issues, I believe. So we should see these Elite Tier guys with a formation lap to get this race started. We have been going directly into the race, lights out immediately, which has been sometimes a bit hectic, but tonight we should see a formation lap prior to the race, which is good. It's always good to get just a warm start in. And here we go. Cars are away. This is the formation lap. Let me get those tires warmed up. We want leave it on for position change, because surely there will be position change at the start of this race. We're going to take a look real quick at tires. So, lots of softs. So, Guzman on the softs, looking to retain that pole. But Angry Walrus behind on the hards, looking to go very far into this race. Johnny Damon on the mediums. NLC and Reimer on softs. Z-Milk, Breedoff on mediums, and Bong It there, the outlier in the last part of the top 10 on hards. Shiesty and SP on mediums, and then it's softs from 11th all the way to 19th with Shashir looking to go long on the hards as well. Very interesting strategies. I would think 11 through 19 probably looking at two-stop. Same with NLC, Reimer, and Guzman, which you never know could be the fastest way around. We're going to jump back over to position change. We're going to leave it here for the start of the race. And we'll probably take it from NLC to get this thing going. The pole sitter, L. Guzman, going to start this race off front and center. Angry Walrus in second. The man who's had the pace over the last few races in qualifying, winning outright last week. Is he going to be able to match that result tonight? Johnny Damon in third. His Elite Tier debut tonight, I believe. Doing very well up in third. Fourth, NLC in the Williams. Fast driver. We know he's got race pace. Can he keep that nose out of trouble tonight to bring home a podium, possibly the win? Reimer in fifth. Hoping for drama up front and possibly, we know Reimer's good on long runs, saves those tires. Can he jump back into the lead of the championship tonight? Z-Milk, the championship leader at sixth, looking to retain that. He will love to see drama at the front along with Reimer. They both want to capitalize on as many points as possible tonight. There you see your AWS possible race strategies. Those on the softs probably looking at a two-stopper. We are going to jump onto NLC for the start of this race. Here we go, folks. Lights are on, lights are off, and off we go. A little bit of hesitation there as we get this thing started, but look, NLC already up in front of Johnny Damon. Off the choppy here as we go. I can't tell if it's drama or just a connection, but Guzman retaining the lead. It looks pretty clean as we head through turn one. Angry Walrus stays behind Guzman, and NLC and Reimer both up, moving in front of Johnny Damon. Oh, but we've got Reimer taking the early hit coming out of turn three. And we've got a safety car here, lap one of the Hungarian Grand Prix. What happened with Reimer? Oh, man. All I saw, and that's all I saw, was just coming out of turn three, and that Mercedes sideways headed towards the wall. So that is not good for Reimer. And yeah, we're getting a lot of reports of lagging. Lots of reports of lagging here in the chat. So what we were seeing accurate. We'll keep you guys updated here. Currently still under safety car conditions. So unfortunately, Reimer out of this race tonight. That is unfortunate. I don't think we're going to see any administrative reset or anything here. I'm not sure. Not sure if we're going to see anything happen on that. So, lap 2, we're under safety car. It's El Guzman. Some weird shuffling going on up here at the front. Angry Walrus in second, NLC in third, gaining a position. Z-Milk in fourth, gaining 2 positions. Really benefiting from Reimer's crash there in lap 1. Z-Milk can hold on to a good finish here tonight. He will separate himself even further as the championship leader from Reimer. Johnny Damon in 5th, losing 2 positions on that opening. I believe he is on the harder tire, though. He's on medium, surrounded by some soft tire runners. Rujoff and Bongit up 1, 6th and 7th. Shiesty up 1 to 8, and SP and Curveball both up positions in the top 10. Don't see that we're getting any update to, man, just cars all over the track. This is crazy. Oh, Shiesty now. What's happening to Shiesty? Shiesty is just an off under the safety car in 18th now, Shiesty. So lots of drama in these opening laps here in Hungary. So here's the interesting thing. Guzman on those soft tires really needs to exploit those here in the opening laps. He would have liked to get out to a decent lead on Angry Walrus, at least by a few seconds, to really get the full use out of those soft tires. He wants to, they've done their job in retaining him the lead and track position at the start of the race. But the job they need to do now is to get him that little bit of pace over Angry Walrus's hards so he can put some time in between himself. That way when he comes in for a pit stop, he can undercut Walrus and still retain the lead. Haven't seen the safety car is going to impede that progress a little bit. So what it does bunches the field back up. We see the accordion effect happening there further back in the pack. Guzman really backing them up. He's going to get this thing restarted. And the restart's on him, and here he goes. Really putting the pedal down as he comes through turn 14 there. Spread, getting a nice spread to Angry Walrus. So lap 4 of 35. Guzman out in front, still retains the lead after the safety car restart. Angry Walrus is second behind now. Crucially, outside of DRS zone. NLC in third. Z-Milk in fourth. Johnny Damon in fifth. Not much position change on that restart. We are in for a treat tonight. Things could get dicey if this internet connection does not improve. Guzman now setting the fastest lap with a 1:18.7. He's out in front, clean air. Well, gonna move back a little bit. We've got some battles starting to form. SP back in 8th, just 3/10 off of, John the Prince getting past outside of Pontiac Bandit. Is he going to be able to hold on as they head in? No, tucks in behind the Red Bull. He's going to live another day behind that Red Bull as they come around for another lap. Redirect our attention up to Curveball and SP. 3/10 between those two. NLC up at the front, falling off the leaders just a bit. Now 2 seconds the gap between himself and Angry Walrus. Seems to be the bottleneck as Z-Milk and Johnny Damon staying tucked in very close behind Matt Williams. We should see DRS on this next lap. All these soft tire runners here from 9th back staying very close to one another. Now look up here at Z-Milk. He is now within half a second to NLC. The battle really starting to take shape here at the front. Z-Milk doing a very good job. He's on the medium tire. So the fact that he's able to stick this close behind NLC is very impressive. NLC, Z-Milk, and Johnny Damon all running nose to stern here. We're going to get DRS opened up on this next time by. Guzman starting to pull away at the front. He's got a 1.5 seconds plus on Angry Walrus. I got to think with that safety car front loaded, these softs should go lap 12 to 14. Maybe a tad further, maybe 15, 16. So there we go. Z-Milk with DRS is going to shoot one down the outside of NLC, but the door is closed. Johnny Damon looking on the inside has got to throw the anchors out. But Z-Milk going for the pass on the inside of NLC as they go through turn 2, but he's not giving any room as they go through turn 3. Z-Milk and Johnny Damon both getting the pass done as they head into turn 4. Further back, Curveball now looking for his chance to get past SP. SP as well looking to get past Bongit. Fights further back, John the Prince and Owa as they come into the chicane. And Angry Walrus trying to make up time on Guzman. He's now within DRS or just flirting with as they come through turn 13. The detection zone in... What is the detection zone here? I believe it's just past. It's just before you enter turn 14. Here we go. We're going to move down here. Curveball on SP. No, he's got to duck back in. But SP very close to Bongit. Could throw one in here to turn 2. But no, not quite close enough. Got a caution. Oh, Onyote off at turn 1. Looks like everything good to go there. Oh, Bongit getting a little out of sorts as they head through turn 5. SP able to capitalize on that, and he is now up into 7th and able to start making his way up to Rujov. Quite a big gap now from Rujov back to this group of cars, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're starting to see some gaps forming here. Second plus in between second, third, fourth, fifth. And battles all throughout this midfield. Trying to keep a close eye. Looking like John Prince really tucked underneath O-line. He's got DRS. Time coming down. Is he going to throw a send into turn one? He's pulled out. No, thinks better of it. He's going to get DRS again, and he's even closer as they head through turn two. We've got a car off Bongit. Bongit has crashed outside of turn one. He is disqualified. This is what happened last time. Bongit is our host tonight. He cannot leave the session or we will end up with the same problem we had last time here in Hungary. So Bongit out lap 9 of 35. Falling victim to turn 1. So after lap 9, we should see some, we probably will see some of these soft tire runners come in this lap, I would imagine. El Guzman in first, Angry Walrus in second, Z-Milk in third, Johnny Damon fourth, and here comes Guzman into the pits. And Walrus as well into the pits. Everyone going to take Z-Milk in the pits. Johnny Damon, NLC, Brewjob, SP. Lots of action now down pit lane. Everyone taking advantage of this safety car. Almost 33% into this race now. And it looks like I don't see anyone not taking advantage of this pit stop. Everyone. And lots of hards going on. We've got Angry Walrus on mediums, NLC on mediums. Does medium go 25 laps? And Guzman out again on softs. Again. This is an interesting strategy. Is he going soft, medium possibly? Huh. Interesting. Now I'm curious. Now I am curious. So lap 10. 25 laps to go tonight in Hungary. Story of the night is internet connection. Some of that leading to some of this chaos here in the opening laps of Hungary. Sometimes it's weather, other times it's... Now we've got Hempen, DNF. Lost it through into turn 9. There to the left, folks, we've got driver standings and constructor standings. Currently, Z-Milk our leader, Reimer in second, and Angry Walrus in third. Angry Walrus currently in second right now in the race, and Z-Milk just behind. So things are going to tighten up if they stay this way. If they finish this way, things will tighten up in the Drivers' Championship. Constructor standings as well as look, Mercedes not faring so well tonight. First 4 or 5 races they had points finishes, both cars in the points almost every race, actually up until this Hungary race. Double points finishes for those cars. They're gonna have trouble tonight. Reimer already out Komakoba in 15th. A sub 4 Urban. If Komakoba can get up into the points, that would be a damage limitation for Mercedes tonight. Ferrari looking not too bad. They've got Bongit is out tonight, but Z-Milk up in 3rd. Aston Martin, Angry Walrus is up in 2nd, and Gabri Wine still not back on the grid due to his injury. We are lap 11. Safety car will be back in this lap. We're going to take it from Walrus this time. He's got to know that Guzman's going to send it as they enter turn 14. I think that's Guzman's best option. He's on the softer compound, and Angry Walrus really probably cannot hold the same speed through that turn if he gets the race started here. We'll see what Guzman does. Yeah, there he goes. So he's going to move to the inside and try and break that toe up a little bit. But Angry Walrus staying in the tire tracks of that McLaren as they head into turn 1. It looked like NLC lining up a pass on the Alfa Romeo, but no. Everyone's staying put as we get this race restarted. Been under the safety car twice already here in Hungary tonight in 12 laps. 4 retirements: Hempin, Bongit, Scheisty, and Reimer. Guzman, your leader, the only man currently out there on soft tires. Angry Walrus on the mediums and Z-Milk on the hards. Lots of different tire strategies tonight. And biggest winner so far, Shashir, up in 9th. Currently driver, looking at taking driver of the day for today so far. Making up 6 positions. We're going to go back to Owa. Owa sticking very close to the back of Shashir in that Haas. Once again, we've seen a big gap open up between 9th and 10th. Making a move to the inside on Shashir. Lots of cars jockeying back and forth, but Owa down. Oh, it looked like Shashir did not see him there and got into the. Oh, man. Wow. A little bit of drama going into turn 1 there. I don't think anyone was at fault. Looked like a racing incident from here. We'll just have to wait and see if that gets referred to the stewards. Anyote in 11th, part of this battle going on currently. Everyone behind Owa, bottled up. John the Prince, Anyote, DRL, Pontiac, all fighting for that final points position. Currently at the front, Elgus out more than a second in front of Angry Walrus. Z-Milk behind with Johnny Damon only 7/10 behind. So Johnny Damon doing a pretty good job on those hards to maintain pace. Look at NLC now behind Johnny Damon, starting to make up a little bit of time on that softer compound. Now we've got a pass down here in the midfield. DRL, we've got a lot of scrambling. Anyote as well getting into the mix with Pontiac Bandit. Gonna try and retain his position here as they go through turn 1, pushing Pontiac out wide. 2 of them come around. And it looks like Pontiac Bandit getting the pass done as they come through turn 3. Gonna move back up to the front. Johnny Damon. We're gonna watch this battle unfold. Johnny Damon, Z-Milk, and NLC. This is for the last podium position. We're on lap 14. Everyone has pit as of lap 10. So everyone on fresh fresh-ish tires. El Guzman will be the next man in, the only man on softs right now in this race. Your leader, El Guzman, in that McLaren. So we have a lot of action in the chat during qualification. Not so much now, but appreciate everyone here, viewers, chatters. You're all welcome here. This is a no judgment zone here at CCRL. Johnny Damon getting ever closer to Z-Milk. He's now within 4/10, under 4/10 as they head through this chicane. This battle is simmering up nicely. It's like a well thought out stew. And we'll see if Johnny Damon, so here's the issue. Johnny Damon really quick through the fast part of the track, but on those harder tires, having trouble sticking with Z-Milk, who typically runs a little bit higher setup and is on the softer compound. So we'll see if Johnny Damon can make up any time on Z-Milk through the fast part of this track. And he's really using that DRS as defense as well, as NLC is getting very close behind as well. Look how tucked Johnny Damon is in the Alpha there behind that Ferrari as they go through turn 2 here. And the battle ensues. Currently out front, Guzman. 2.1 second lead over Walrus currently. He's on those soft tires, and now he's able to kind of get out a gap to Angry Walrus. There's no safety car in the past 6 laps. He's been able to build up a little bit of a gap. We're getting ready to turn over lap 17. Halfway through tonight's Grand Prix. Current leader El Guzman, 2.5 seconds to the plus on Angry Walrus. Z-Milk, 3.8 seconds currently behind Angry Walrus in third, and charging behind is a Johnny Damon in that Alfa Romeo on the hards. Should be able to go to the end of the race on those hards. We had everyone come into the pits on lap 10 under the safety car. I would think everyone who put on the hards during that safety car should be able to go to the end. So we're looking at Z-Milk, Johnny Damon, Rujoff, SP, Curveball, Pontiac, Bandit. All guys who should be able to go to the end on those hards. It's the soft and medium runners who will be in once more for sure, I would think, to bolt on one last set of boots to get to the end of the race. Current position change. Z-Milk currently up third, up 3 places into third, starting from 6th. Rujoff up 1, SP up 3. We've got a caution for a slow-moving Alpha Tauri of Agnote and Agnote DNF. Getting a little right before turn 8. So we've got a safety car, and Johnny Damon is in, NLC is in. Who else is going to take, Rujoff in 4th currently, got a drive-through. Speeding under the safety. That is going to hurt everyone behind Johnny Damon and NLC coming in for a pit stop. I have to agree with that. Thought we might see Guzman. Guzman's got 8 laps on those softs. Would have thought for sure he would come in and get a new set. Possibly, Would have thought that would have been prime time for Guzman to come in and get a second. He's going to need either a medium or hard tire. This is his second set of softs he's run. So I'm not sure what the plan is on those softs. We are at lap 18. We're under the safety car. We've seen half the field pit here under the safety car. El Guzman, your leader, followed by Angry Walrus, who is on the medium tire. I wouldn't think that tire goes to the end, but the safety car is going to help that. So these medium tire runners, and there we go. So El Guzman coming in to change out those softs. He's going to lose quite a few positions doing this. Should have really got that pass. Was he past the pit entrance, I wonder, when the safety car started? Seems as if our internet has resumed normal activity here. I'm seeing quite some lagging going on, so that's good. El Guzman really taking a hit in that pit stop. He's all the way back in 12th now. Z-Milk, let's take a look at these tires right now. So Z-Milk, Rouge off SP, all on the hards, Ola on mediums. Those hards should go to the end for sure now with this safety car. Z-Milk looks to be in a pretty good position. SP even really good. But Johnny Damon, I would think mediums, fresh mediums, go to the end. We're looking at 15 laps by the time the safety car's over. Mediums going to the end for sure on that. Johnny Damon, he's got pace. That guy's got pace, and he's going to be on softer, fresher tires to go up against SP Rujov Z-Milk. Johnny Damon in a great place in his maiden race here in the Elite Tier, possibly take a win. That would be a cool storyline. So we'll keep an eye on that. Johnny Damon currently sitting in 5th in that Alfa Romeo. Keep an eye on him, folks. Keep an eye on him. So safety car in this lap. Z-Milk leads the field away. We're going to be going into lap 20 of 35. Rujov in second, carrying a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car, and Z-Milk is off. He's got this thing restarted. See if he's caught anybody off guard. It doesn't look like it. Cars pretty evenly spread as we head into Johnny Damon, only 2/10 behind Owa here. He's going to try and make a move into turn 2, possibly? No. Just a little bit too far behind. Going for the switchback. He may get a move done in turn 4. He's carrying a lot of speed. No, not quite close enough this time around. Once we get DRS back here in just a couple laps. Oh, is he going to make a move into the chicane? No. Johnny Damon all over the back of that Alpha Tower. Oh, he looks like he could be. Yep. He is through into turn 12 and 13. He's got the pass done. We've got a caution. It seems like everybody's made it through, okay? So Johnny Damon up into 4th, and we've got a car in the pits. Who is at Rujov serving his penalty here on lap 21. So Johnny Damon up into 3rd. He's got his work cut out. He's a second behind SP. SP now 2.3 behind Z-Milk. This is the battle. And look at Komakopa in the Mercedes up into the points now. He's on older medium tires, so I believe he will have to pit. But excellent job from the Mercedes driver fill in tonight. Komakopa and Pro Tier driver filling in, doing a great job. DRL just behind him, putting the pressure on as well. Another Pro Tier driver. And Johnny Damon now has made up quite a bit of time on SP and hounding the back of that Alpine. Well, lap 21, getting ready to tick over lap 22. Johnny Damon, we should see DRS this lap open up as well. DRS is enabled. The Texan point is in turn 3, so Johnny Damon really getting aggressive with his moves there, and SP putting the vice on Johnny Damon as they head through turn 1. Johnny Damon on the outside as they head into turn 2. They're going to keep it clean as they come through, taking a wide berth as Johnny Damon gets a pass done as they head into turn 3. Excellent pass from Johnny Damon. He's got pace. Now he's got his work cut out. 2.5 seconds up to Z-Milk. Z-Milk on some older, hard tires. Johnny Damon on these fresh mediums. I don't see how he's not going to get the pass. And he's already made up half a second in just a couple corners on the Ferrari driver. NLC on fresh hards now as well, coming up behind SP. NLC looking for the last spot in the podium currently, and now SP with a 3-second warning for track limits as he does everything in his power to keep NLC behind. Guzman also up into 6th now, just carving his way through traffic. He is on fresh mediums as well. He's got quite a bit more time to make up than Johnny Damon, but this could be a battle for the lead if Guzman can get some pace out of those medium tires. NLC gets the pass done on SP as they head into turn 1 fairly easily. He's on those newer tires, able to get the pass done before they really make it into turn 1. Johnny Damon, we've got a Mercedes and Haas. Both Haas's and the Mercedes driver off in turn 1. We're going to keep our focus here on Z-Milk and Johnny Damon. Johnny Damon all over the gearbox of that Ferrari. And Angry Walrus back in 11th. He's on fresh mediums. I wonder where he's been caught up. I saw him up running at the front most of the race, but now back towards the back. I wonder if he's picked up some damage possibly, or if he's just bottlenecked in traffic. So Johnny Damon now looking to get the pass done. He's on the outside of the Ferrari and gets the pass done as they come through 13. Johnny Damon, your leader as we start lap 24 here in Hungary. Z-Milk on those aging. He's got 14 laps on those hards. I just don't see if he's gonna have the pace to get back in front of that Alfa Romeo. NLC on new hards as well, making his way up behind Z-Milk. See if he's able to make up any time. But Guzman on newer medium tires behind SP. He's looking for the pass around the outside, but not happening. Just getting a little bit of lagging going on now, but Guzman on the outside as they go through turn 4. That was a pretty pass. So Guzman now 1.2 behind John the Prince. Both McLaren drivers up in the points, 4th and 5th currently. This is a good night for McLaren as they are currently sitting 7th in the championship. This would do great things for that team to push them up the ladder quite a bit. our DNFs here tonight still coming from weak internet connection. That could be a multitude of things. And here we go, Guzman and Prince swapping positions as we head into turn 1. John the Prince looking to save some time there, not fighting that position. He knows he can follow his teammate and retain a very good finishing position tonight, hauling in a huge rack of points. So now El Guzman 1.7 seconds to the back of NLC. NLC now just within half a second to Z-Milk. Z-Milk looking like he's really struggling on those hards. NLC up behind now within half a second to Z-Milk. You've got to think with DRS as they come down the straightaway, he's going to be able to get the pass done on that Ferrari. NLC gets the pass done fairly easily. No drama there, but Guzman, Z-Milk's championship rival, back just one season ago in 2.1, now right behind him as they head into turn 2. So Guzman, will he try it again? Same spot? No, looks for it, maybe with the switchback around the outside. Guzman really wanting to get this pass done. He's got the pace. He wants to get the pass done so he can get up to NLC and Johnny Damon. Quite a big gap forming currently, though, from Johnny Damon. Almost 5 seconds back to NLC. The race currently here with El Guzman. And look at this. No, trying to get the pass done into turn 12. He's gonna wait until he gets DRS here down the straightaway. Guzman looks like the pass is inevitable on Z-Milk. DRS opens, Guzman pulls to the inside. They're side by side, and Guzman gets the pass done before they reach turn 1, up to third. It's lap 27 of 35. Johnny Damon leads currently a 5-second lead over NLC. Guzman in third, 1.2 seconds, and quickly catching NLC. Z-Milk in fourth. John the Prince in fifth. DRL up to sixth. Pontiac in seventh. Angry Walrus slowly making his way through the top 10. All the way back up to 8th now, SP in 9th, and Rujov having served that penalty in 10th. Quite a big gap between Rujov, understandably, and SP. We've got quite a few gaps as these tire strategies start to converge. We're getting quite a few gaps here, but not very much of a gap between Guzman and NLC. Only 0.3 between the two. Heading into turn 14 here. NLC going to try and set himself up as best as he can to get a good exit and try and hold back the charging McLaren driver. NLC now defending from Guzman with DRS. And John the Prince, Z-Milk into the pits. John the Prince promoted, so McLaren run 3 and 4 right now. Look at Guzman. Great exit out of 1. He's got DRS. He's alongside of NLC, late on the brakes. Doesn't quite get it done. Looking for the switchback, but NLC was there. He's going to have to go another lap. So Z-Milk comes out in 10th on the softs. He's got 7 laps to see how much he can make up on those soft tires. Currently SP with a 3-second penalty, and that's it. Everyone else pretty much keeping their nose clean here tonight. It's been a very clean race, other than some of the internet problems. Guzman staying very close to NLC. He's going to be closer than he was last lap by about a tenth and a half as they come. Oh, even closer. He's 2/10 back from NLC is Guzman. He's got DRS. Pulls to the right. It looks like he's going to be, it's going to be no challenge to turn one. There's not much NLC can do about that. So Guzman now 6 seconds behind Johnny Damon. He's got to have a second lap pace on Johnny Damon. I think that's going to be hard to do, and that's just to catch him. He's already lowered the gap a little bit. We'll see what he can do. DRL now getting very close to the back of John the Prince. That's our next battle we're going to keep an eye on. So Johnny Damon, lap 29 of 35, he leads as a Pro Tier driver, showing the Elite Tier guys how to get it done tonight. Guzman in second, been clawing his way up there over the past few laps. NLC in third, biding his time on older hard tires. John the Prince in fourth, DRL in fifth, challenging John the Prince. We're keeping an eye on that battle now. Angry Walrus in sixth, slowly making his way through the top 10, but getting it done. He's four and a half seconds behind DRL. Pontiac Bandit just behind in seventh, SP in eighth, Z-Milk on brand new soft tires. Was your race leader for a time, but the tire strategy just not following his direction. We'll see how much time he's able to make up on those softs, but he's going to hit traffic as well. DRL going for a pass on John the Prince, but it doesn't quite pan out. He's very close, going to have DRS. He's alongside of John the Prince, taking the long way around. He's going to have the inside for turn 3 as they come out. And yes, John the Prince cedes that position to DRL. Another Pro Tier driver in here tonight. Rujoff back in 10th on very old tires. Curveball and Shashir battling for 11th and 12th. And, lots of battle there for 12-13. Komakopa, the last man standing in 14th in that Mercedes. So Guzman, he's been able to take about 7/10 out of Johnny Damon over the past couple laps. Still not quite enough, and looks like that could be leveling out here. Not many battles on track, but SP sends one in on Pontiac. Both of them, and look who's going to take advantage. Z-Milk there on the softs. Thank you very much, he says. He's going to come the outside of SP's on those fresh softs, so that pass not very difficult with the DRS in hand. Lots of battles back here for the final points paying positions. Z-Milk up into 7th. He's got 8 seconds he's got to find on Angry Walrus in the meantime. So lap 31, we've had 6 retirements so far. Shashir, Anyote, Hemphead, Bongit, Shiesty, and the very first one, Reimer, your former championship leader. This man, Z-Milk, who is having a little bit of trouble tonight as well. So interesting things going to happen in the championship tonight. I know Reimer very frustrated with the outcome of tonight's race, but it's not over. It's a long season, and I'm sure he will bounce back after tonight. We've got 3 laps to go tonight. We're going to keep an eye on some of the final point positions. We've got Angry Walrus looking to make his way into the top 5. Closing up that gap to John the Prince. Your top 4 positions look like they could stay as is. Angry Walrus fighting for that final top 5 position. Every other position on track currently not contested. Quite a few second gaps in between everyone else on track currently. Been a good race. Lots going on, that's for sure. It has not been boring. So we'll put the stats up here. Driver standings and constructor standings. You can do the math at home. If you are doing the math, just put it in the comments. I don't have the mental capacity to do all that right now, but if you do, put it in the comments. I'd love to know unofficially where we're at. Closest battle on track currently, Angry Walrus. Half a second behind DRL. DRL doing a pretty good job defending here. Angry Walrus is very fast. We got a caution for SP. What has happened there? That's odd. 0 laps on the soft. That's interesting. So we've got... We're going to keep an eye here. Angry Walrus chasing down DRL. Does he have enough in the tank to get the pass done? He's on the outside. Gonna get a great run out of turn 1. Should retain DRS, and he's got the inside for turn 2. Yes, gets the pass done on DRL, and Angry Walrus up into 4th. Got 2 laps left to go. A little bit of movement here towards the back of the points. John the Prince and Pontiac Bandit getting into it. Both drivers on the same age mediums. We'll take a look here real quick at position change. Pontiac Bandit, DRL, and John the Prince, Owa, looking very good for driver of the day. Komakopa up 7 positions notably, keeping that wing clean. Johnny Damon currently up 2 positions from 3rd in the lead of the race, and currently we are on the last lap of the race. We're going to move up. We're going to give Johnny Damon some credit. He's got a charging El Guzman behind, but I don't think he's got enough time left to get close to Johnny Damon. Johnny Damon's he's driven a very good race, taking advantage of some of the safety cars tonight to use that strategy in his favor, but ultimately great pace around Hungary tonight. El Guzman, though, is not going to lay down for this. He's now shaved off 0.8 this lap, and I'm wondering if Johnny Damon is just kind of playing it safe here this last half a lap. Here we go, Johnny Damon coming into the last few corners. Oh, and El Guzman's got a 3-second penalty, just utilizing way too much track. So I would say from here on out, Johnny Damon pretty safe. Pro tier driver substituting tonight. Super sub Johnny Damon comes across the line to take the win in the Elite Tier tonight in Hungary, followed by El Guzman. NLC now coming across the line, your 3rd place man. Angry Walrus fights his way back up to 4th. DRL in 5th. Z-Milk in 6th. Pontiac Bandit will come across 7th, possibly. We'll see what that penalty comes out to. Rujoff staying in just inside that zone. We'll see if he's able to. Yes, Pontiac Bandit retaining 7th. Rujoff 8. Owa will come across as 9th, and Curveball right on his tail, finishing out the points paying positions in 10th. John the Prince 11th, and Koma Copa will come across the line in 12th tonight. Very good race from Hungary. That was a good one. Thank you, drivers, for putting on a very, very good race. There you have it, your driver of the day, computer generated Owa. You can hear my dog right now, so it means I'm in trouble. So there's your top 3. Congratulations to Johnny Damon. Well-deserved win. Absolutely. So, Johnny Damon, hats off to you. That was a great, great, great driven race. Well, folks, this is the CCRL Grand Prix redo tonight in Hungary. We appreciate you being here with us. As always, this was a great race, and looking forward to next week in Mexico. So join us. We're here every Wednesday night at 10 o'clock, unless we're doing a full race. Then we start at 9. But next week, 10 o'clock in Mexico. We appreciate you being here tonight. It's been my pleasure. I've been by myself tonight. I've been trackside. Folks, keep living life to the checkered flag. We'll see you next week. Have a great week.